Okay, so what we have for today is factoring. Now, I know what y'all are saying, Dad, we've been doing factoring all year. You're right. But on the next one, on our next lesson, we're going to have to factor in one problem up to 4 times. Okay, so the method that we used before absolutely works, but it takes a little bit of time, right? So what we're going to work on today is maybe a way to factor better, a way to factor faster, okay? So I'm going to go through that method for you. After this lesson, if you're like, I don't really like this, I prefer the old way, then by all means go with the old way. But if you're watching this and you're like, oh, I like that way better, then let's go with that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and start off with our 2 parentheses, okay? And the 2 numbers that I'm going to focus on are my A and my C. So my A in this case is 2, okay? So what are all the ways that we can multiply to 2? Well, you have 2 times 1, right? Now I'm going to look at my C, right? The only way to multiply to C is 5 times 1, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to fill these 2 numbers in the first 2 spots and these 2 in the last spot. And we're going to check to see if they're in the right spot and what kind of signs they need. So I know that the only way to multiply to 2x squared is to multiply by a 2x and a 1x. So I know this is for sure right, okay? Now, for my C, the only way to multiply by 5, to get 5, is 5 times 1. So I'm going to pick a 5 here, and I'll pick a 1 here. Okay, now, the way we check this is this. You're going to multiply my 2 outside numbers, so the 2 numbers sitting on the outside, and then you're going to multiply my 2 inside numbers. Okay, so I'm going to check. 2 times 1 gives me 2x. 5 times 1 gives me a 5x. Is there any way to add or subtract these 2 to get a negative 9x? And the answer is no, right? Because 2 plus 5 is 7 and 2 minus 5 is 3, right? So let's move this around. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our C around. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to switch this. I'm going to make this go here and then this go here. Okay, so we're going to start over and we're going to check again. So again, we're going to multiply our 2 outsides and our 2 insides. So 2x times 5, that gives me a 10x. 1 times 1x, that's going to give me a 1x. And then again, I'm going to ask the question, is there any way to get a negative 9x? Well, yeah, you could do 10 minus 1, right? But remember, I need negative 9x, so the 10 is going to need to be negative, and the 1 is going to need to be positive, okay? So I know this is the way I'm going to have to figure out my signs. So the 10x has to be negative, so that was 2 times 5 got me the 10. Well, since this one needed to be negative, the number in front of here needs to be negative, okay? This got me the 1x, so again, I need this to be positive, so here I'm going to put my plus x. And then this now is the factored form of this. So it's much quicker, okay, if you can get your number straight. Okay.